Oh, cool. Bob and Deanie Thomas. I never asked you your last name. Mine is Sawatsky.
Sawatsky?
Yeah. Thank you so much. They gave me a ride to Bluff.
Cool.
Probably like 100 miles or
Pay
something.
it forward.
I'm going to pay it forward
Pay it
with
forward.
kindness and love and peace.
If I see you on down the road, I won't hesitate to stop.
You
I'll
give
see
me a
that.
good honk or
I'll
something.
see that orange hat. And I go, oh, Kurt, not Curtis.
Now you know a Kurt.
That's funny.
So you guys are just traveling
Yep.
forever.
Everywhere we go, we're actually headed to Nova Scotia,
Really?
and we're in the middle of Utah now. Well, we're in Utah now, but yep, we're going to Nova Scotia.
Don't forget Princess.
Hey,
Precious.
Precious.
Little girl. Oh, Precious.
Precious.
Not, I said Princess. Yeah, thank you. Alrighty.
Well, I'm going to be pumping gas.
This is Bluff, Utah. Pretty happy to be here. I got a ride. A much needed ride through the desert. Northern Arizona. It was like 100 miles through the Navajo reservation. I just felt like I needed that most of all, was to get out of that Chinle area, which was just chaos. I talked with Bob and Dee. They were camped right next to me. He had a bicycler, story friend, and all of this. So this morning I asked for the ride, and he sure enough gave me a lift here. And it's certainly a relief. Nice that I'm getting my laundry done. Second time on the trip. And now I'm about 55 miles from Monticello, where I'll get my power-up package. It's not going to be tomorrow. It might be Saturday. Definitely by Monday. But today, I'm going to head back a little bit to a campground, BLM, Sand Island. I was told I should go down there. I think it's free. I might even stay 2 days. I didn't get any sleep last night. It was a horrible night's sleep. I've got like some sickness. I got rid of it out of my throat, but now it's in my nose. And it was just draining and stuffy and keeping me awake all night. Horrible night. So I might just go relax over there. I think it's free from what he said. And there's some petroglyphs. Today's the warmest day. And I'm actually able to wear my favorite pants. There's like ultimate pockets on these pants. There he is. Mr. Sneaky. Yeah, he's so sneaky. Look, he lost his tail once. And it's gonna grow back. I bet some of those ladies out there would like their tail to grow back. Look, there's another friend up here. Excuse me, friend. Look at him go. Who's up there? All right. Don't be scared. Look it. There he is. It's gonna be my home tonight. This is Sand Island. The San Juan River is just down here. I'm probably gonna go check it out, put my feet in for a little bit. This is a BLM campground, I believe. They want 15 bucks. I guess I'm gonna pay it. And I'm 2 days, maybe one long day tomorrow from my charge up package. I skipped a whole 100 miles through this northern part of the Navajo reservation. I just got a really bad vibe there in Chinle. Didn't sleep for anything last night, and I got this sickness like in my nose. I hope I can kick it. I need to sleep. It's probably hot though, hot in the tent. This is the hottest day, and we've got some petroglyphs to check out. That's cool. Alright, I'm on a petroglyph walk, and I am just bedraggled. Feels like I have the flu. I hope not. Sinus infection, maybe. It's really hot, which kind of makes me feel good. Oh, excuse me. We got one up here. I'll take a picture. Yeah. That's the year -2000 orgy. I'm almost at 400 miles on the bike. That's a lot. Although I've been slacking, having short days and stuff like that, getting rides, it's all good. I'm almost expecting I'll have to get rides through Nevada desert. So the San Juan River carved this out. There's one. Oh, little sneaky. Yes. I could eat you for breakfast. Yeah, or your tail. This is really nice up here. Look. The blooming, beautiful crimson flowers. Look. Oh. Yes. There's a cool one. Right next to it. Like the alien right there. They just ate peyote. And there's the other alien that gave them the peyote. And this is what they woke up feeling like. Right there. Right there. Canadian geese. This is beautiful. Man, I'd love to have my tent right here. That shit looks deep and fast. It's probably as cold as ice. Yeah, there's a channel right here. It'd be really cool if I could walk through this out there. Yeah, this is pretty fantastic. Nice. You're safe there. There's some babies? No. Right there? Yeah. Hello, friend. There's an owl. Yes, sir, friend. Hello. You hiding out up there? You cutie. And there's a bee's nest. I'm not gonna get any closer. Look at that. Beautiful. There's two bees' nests. There's another. Damn, like that. Way cool. Where's it at? There we are. Yeah. There's some right up there. Yay. Yay. There's some way cool old ones. This one is huge, and these are just ancient.
see it moving. It's rising. It is the eye of God. Just saw a raccoon climb up this wall, right up that crack, and across the top. It sounded like there was a fight back here or something. Ran back here to check it out. I thought I'd see something. Wanted to make sure what it was. There's a bat. No, not yet. Full moon tomorrow. Tomorrow is Earth Day, full moon. This is pretty close and pretty cool anyway.
Back on the road, and I'm still feeling it. Tired, a little sick. Luckily that sickness is drained out of my head. There's just a little bit left. I'm heading for those mountains there. I'll be camping on the right side. Those are big ones. Snow-covered mountains in Colorado. I might be going that way. I don't know yet. First, I have to get to this campground, National Forest. I hope to just load up with water or camp close to the campground and stay there for 3 nights and just relax. I think it looks like rain that way, and it looks like rain this way. I just hope nothing happens in the next half a day. That's going to be about how long it takes for me to get there. This is almost too much for me to believe. I'm in the National Forest, and I can camp wherever I want. I haven't had that freedom other than along the side of the road. I left that road and the noise and the traffic way behind. Devil's Canyon is just over here, I'm pretty sure. I passed the campground, and the campground water is not turned on yet. However, a very nice guy let me take some water from his RV. Okay, 2, 4, 6, 7, 2.5. I've got 9.5 liters. And I'd like to stay here for 3 nights. Today I had my first flat tire. It was the rear. It was at camp though, and I didn't film it there because I started to get really dirty. It was at Sand Island, and it just popped. while I was getting ready to go. And so I took it off, and I think there was too much air in there. I'd never ran like 100 psi before, but that's what the guy put in there before I left Ruidoso. I mean, of course, it helps with the ride, but it actually pushed through the rubber into the top of one of the spokes. The pressure was so high that the inner tube pushed down into that little hole and spread apart and just popped finally. And I must say, a stroke of luck that it happened there. Everything in my timing has been like very lucky. Today was the first day I had the wind at my back. And I rode with that. I rode non-stop almost from Sand Island. Maybe 45 miles. I gotta check it. But that was really great. I stopped and got some fruit at a grocery store. I'm all set to eat as much of my food as possible. This power up is only about 10 miles or 15 miles away. We'll see how it goes, but I'm just gonna have a great time right here. There's a nice break here. All of this is just a super break from the wind. It's coming from the south. I almost feel like I could be a weather technician. Because I knew there was some disturbance, some storm coming. And I realized it's summer, it's probably going to come from the south, which means the wind will come from the south. And that's exactly what happened today. The first day. And it just propelled me right along. This was all uphill. From Sand Island to this place was pretty much over 2,000 feet, I'm sure, maybe 3,000 feet. It's a little chilly. I gave away my fleece, shirt, and my pants. It may have been a mistake. I kept this one. This was a thrift store purchase. This is cool here. These are some mountains that I think I was going to go pedal to. You can see the snow on them. That's beautiful. I have to get a picture. If I want to go to see snow, that's where I'm going to go, but honestly, I can't see getting up high enough to explore and see anything new. I forgot to say, today is Earth Day, and we'll also have a full moon. This is a great place right here to catch the rising moon and the rising sun. It's just perfectly like shaded and still yet open to allow the sun to warm me up. These pine needles also are just great to have around the campsite. You can set up on them and it's a little cush under there.
They're calling for... I love this thing. The Nelsonic NOAA Weather Clock Radio. Okay. So they're calling for some cold temperatures, which sucks. I just gave away my warm fleece clothing. They're calling for snow and mid-20s in the nights in the southern Utah mountains. Well, this is one of the southern Utah mountains, and that's gonna be for like 5 days. The percentage is low for the snow and precipitation, but I'm sure it's gonna be cold, and that kind of sucks. This is a great place to catch the morning sun. It was before 6 a.m. when that came up and got my tent warm. See, here's the thing. I don't always get reception. And when I do, it's calling for storms and snow. Down there at Sand Island, it was hot. Yesterday was hot. And I figured, man, that was one freak storm. I got through it. I don't need these clothes anymore. And I figured I'd be climbing up here and just decided to get rid of them. And so I got up here, and then I got the news report. Now there's 2 storms coming from the west over the next few days. Now the only chance I might be saved is that they blow north. But they say there's cold weather following it. I'm just gonna hang here. I'd like to stay for 2 more nights. After that, I go to Monticello, which is 15 more miles or something like that, not far. I'll get a room. I'll integrate my power-up items and most likely have another box of stuff to get rid of. I have too many batteries for these devices. We'll see how it goes. Well, it warmed up nicely in the tent. The wind is still kicking, and it's a little chilly if you're in it. I took my camping tarp and shoved it into the front of that tent because this isn't really a cold weather tent. But what it did, it blocked the wind from coming in like this. And that's probably the best use for that right now. I went through all of my maps, did some charting for the next segment. I'm nearly halfway to California. But what happened is I got a ride for probably 3 days, 130 miles. And again, I don't feel bad about the rides. So I'm sort of going through the pack, deciding what to send away because it's going to happen this week. This was kind of odd. If you can see it, there's like a sweat mark on my underwear. It was hot yesterday. I've got some blistering and chapping going on down here on my butt cheeks from riding. I've been wearing Band-Aids, big Band-Aids. So I needed to clean that area. It feels a whole lot better. That's about it. I'm just chilling, relaxing, giving those blisters a break, giving my mind a break. I'm still stuffed, which was a little disappointing, but I slept like a rock last night. Well, I'm getting ready for some heavy weather. I took the bags off of the bike. The big ones are up here, empty. That's a perfect wind block up here. The smaller ones are back here. I'm gonna take a walk down the canyon just to see if there's any pools, water, springs. I doubt it, but it'll be interesting for sure. The next thing I need to do is inventory this front bag here. It's just full of accessories. And I'm sure I'll have some things to send away. These rechargeable AA batteries and AAA batteries, I'm not using them like I thought, so they're going to be going away. All right, I guess we're going to do it. Really neat down here. I have to start to take precautions about finding my camp. It's on this knoll over here. I dropped down this way. It's obvious logging, but I think the main canyon, Devil's Canyon, is down here. And so here we have this rock. I can take a mental note. This is basically just pointing in the direction of my camp. And again, it's just a basic scouting trip for water. Yeah, there's a definite drop in elevation over here. Now see, there's probably tons of feeder canyons like this. And I saw this crazy squirrel. Had a dark gray body, but a big, fluffy, kind of light gray, white tail, and he had like this dark head like a crown. It was weird. Yeah, and this is perfect cat habitat, so I have to be careful about that. And this is where the water drains from my canyon, just this little bit here. This is way cool. There's some big ponderosa trees down in here. It's definitely Devil's Canyon right over here.
see running water down there, and that's fantastic. And now I just have to get to it. There's some standing water. That's 100 feet plus. I could probably go down right through here. Yep. That's a nice smooth line right through here. Alright, this is pretty much fantastic. It's a little milky, so it's not really fast running. I have a water filter. Right through here, kind of cascades down some boulders, stones. That's where I'll get the water. Up here, there's some old growth ponderosa just clinging to the rock wall here, and the outcroppings, fabulous. And I've got a marker for where I go up. Right there is a toppled tree. That's the bottom of a tree that got blown over. And right up through there is where I came down. So now I'm just going to drink as much water as I can. I've pretty much been just holding on to it. Two liters of water from the creek down at the bottom. And a little blast of sun right here to welcome me back to camp. Right now, I'm going to make a full pot of coffee, and I don't have to exercise caution about conserving water or coffee. Well, I don't know what I've done to deserve this incredible sunlight right now. There's a lot of dark gray clouds around. And so, the thing is, what's great about this situation right here, after finding the water, I can stay here for as long as I want and not pay a single penny. Nobody is going to come back here. I'm far enough away from the road. I'll have my sanctuary, pretty much, right here. And I've worked the pack. I've gone through and eliminated things that need to be sent away. I'm prepared for that. And I can eat up some of the food that needs to be eaten up. All that matters now is that I stay warm and dry. I found out that I climbed about a half a mile in elevation, 2,700 feet. Yesterday. It was rough, man. That 40 miles seemed like 50 for sure. And now I'm having some delicious coffee.
he was checking me out a minute. Yeah, this is nice down here, look. And then you've got ancient trees clinging to the wall. And then the mountain is here. It's snow up there. My guess is that snow right there could be coming down this canyon. That water was cold. It felt like snow melt. Oh, this is great. I was hoping to see some critters out here, but no such luck yet. I did see a turkey. Man, that guy was huge. Yeah, little cute little guy. Two of them over there. Boy, oh boy, that sun feels good. It was a little chilly last night, maybe to freezing, and I thought about those clothing items I gave away. I'm gonna try to get another night here. Uh, those squirrels were awesome, just running around over here, playing in the trees and stuff. I had a turkey calling this morning. I'll bet he was happy for the sun also. At least a dozen times all along this hillside here. And I reckon that's about it. I might take a long walk up the main road. The thing about backcountry travel here is it starts to all look the same, and I just don't want to miss the campsite for any brief amount of time at all. I also wanted to mention that last night, maybe at 6 or 7, the wind just completely stopped, and it's been pretty still all night, and it seems like it's picking up a little bit right now, but I can imagine that if some precipitation did come through. It would be a good chance for snow here. The hotel is 15 miles away, or 20, something like that. So there's always that, if I have to. And again, I'm going to have to switch over my inventory, and the following day send some of my things away. And there's also a national forest near that city, so maybe I'll get a motel room and go into the forest for a while there. It all depends on the weather, I think. I'm in no big hurry to continue along my journey because of these cold nights in this weather report. I just want to slow it down and let the cold weather pass, I think. Here's another spot up higher. Devil's Canyon here. It looks a little steeper here. Don't even know if there's water running here. My guess is there is. It's quite a bit of water. Nice view of the mountain here. And I think I got lucky with that first storm. No precipitation. It did get cold. I have all my layers on top right now. I could have another short sleeve shirt on. Still slightly regretting parting with that heavy fleece layer. And I suppose there's going to be another storm passing through tomorrow night, which tomorrow I'll get a motel room, get my power-up package. It's just nice to relax, man. I wish there were national forests to pull into all along the way, because time basically stops. If you don't have to worry about anything. And for me right now, it's just the weather. And today has been great. After some doubts, I got back to the main road and found this canyon, and there was some little pools of water down there, and it's only a couple hundred yards to the road. But then I started seeing some bones and more bones. This has got to be like a kill zone for a cat. You know, I just found a complete set of antlers and attached to the guy's head. Look at that. This was a young buck. I'll bet you anything I can sell this. And this was last summer or something. Almost all of the hair is gone. But you see the collection here, there's not many bones. And you'd think there would be more from a guy like this. I'll sell this. I'll sell this in town, I'm sure. I just feel weird about taking it right now. I don't know. It
is good or bad. And basically I just came up looking for a better water source. Man, I wonder how old this guy was. Maybe 4 or 5 years old. So I'm just gonna go up to the top here and check out if there's a spring and get some water. I don't need it. I only have one container with me. I'll drink it all and fill it up, I guess. It's like I'm parched, a way spooky place. This is just above the canyon where I found the antlers. And I'm just looking for signs of activity. But I just imagined this being a great zone for a cat just to wait to see animals in this draw and pick a side to go down. And that animal is pretty much trapped. I don't see much disturbance. I mean, this would be a great shelter here. Looks like it continues. It does, man. It's just this amazing shelf right here. Alright. Just feeling it's a good time to go. We'll look up top. Yeah, there's some great pictures up here. Let's go. There's something way out there. That's south and west. Or east. South and east. Oh yeah, look there. Yeah. Real nice. That's east. I think. If I got turned around. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Now that just might be the mountains I wanted to go look at, and there's not much snow there. I don't know. Thinking it was 45 miles away. It could be 45 miles. There's the snow and there's the mountains.
It's the third morning here. It's pretty darn chilly. I'm really, really tired of this cold ass weather. I think I've only had one or two decently warm nights in my sleeping bag. So they're calling for snow. I don't know if I have the areas right, but I'm picking up the signal here, and they're calling for snow these next 2 nights. There's another storm coming through, and I think I'll be just getting out of here at the last minute. They're saying the winds are going to pick up at 9 this morning. The sun came up and hit the tent, which was great. It's not direct. There's some clouds coming in. They're moving fast. I guess I have to say I'm a little lucky that it hasn't rained or snowed on me here over these last few days. So it's just going to be coffee and fruit, 10 miles maybe down the road. And I hope they have a motel. I didn't even think about asking anyone about that. My package is in Monticello. I need a motel room, maybe for 2 nights. It's what the weather service says. It's going to snow 2 nights. I'm hoping for a warm up after that.
Room 116 is where you will find me tonight and tomorrow night. The Monticello Inn. 10-mile bicycle ride here from my camp. It's a little crazy, crappy, shitty with idiots in the passing lane. Not budging an inch for me. I was literally thrown off the road once by 3 trucks pulling their shit-ass RV camper up a hill. They were all trying to beat each other up the goddamn hill, and they ran me off the road. Now, if that isn't a complete disrespectful society that we live in, man, they're going to hell. I sent them all to hell. Now, I ran around town like crazy. I got my power-up package, and the contents are right here. All of this came from a box. And what I found is best when you get a motel room is just spread your crap everywhere. Just spread it out, man. And work it. Work all the crap. Work all the dirty clothes. Work all the food. Whatever. So I'm going to integrate stuff from my power-up package. This was a super bonus score. This isn't easy to find. This is the premium Coleman stove fuel that I choose to burn. This one is almost empty. This one's full. So I've got roughly a liter more of fuel, and I'm hoping it'll get me all the way there. If not, I'll do gasoline, which I don't want to do. It's dirtier, but I don't care. What else? I went shopping. 2 nights I'm going to spend here. So I've got some microwave burritos and cheese. Yeah, I'm sampling some fabulous beer. This is my new favorite brewery, Uinta. So I've got pale ale, winter lager, bristlecone, brown ale. What else? I've got some spicy nacho Doritos. I've got some bananas I'm going to eat. These apples I'm going to take into the National Forest. I'm going to pull a double replay of the National Forest and just go straight up this mountain and spend a few days up there. After my 2 days here, I'm going to go up there. I'm going to come back and do my laundry just around the corner here. and head back down and around these mountains towards Nevada. Now, it may be partially good timing to get here when I did, because there's some serious wind, gusting up to 50 miles an hour. There's precipitation expected. When I went to the office, it started snowing. So it's a little cold, a little nasty out there. I'm glad I'm here, really. The other cool thing is the set of antlers. I was asking all over. I couldn't get anybody to have interest in them. And so I go to the thrift store. I find another top layer, some pants, more pants, because I got rid of the fleece. And I go in there and I bring those antlers in, and the clerk goes crazy over them, and she gives me this stuff. So I've got some clothing and 2 books that I traded for those antlers. And the other crazy thing is I've hardly eaten a speck of food today. I've just been going. Cleaning the chain. This is the first sunlight that I've seen in 2 days. I guess I played the motel room right for 2 nights. I have to check out yet. As for cleaning the chain, it's only been a couple days, and it may be because I went into the forest, but that sand is just pervasive. It's everywhere, and it gets into the chain. So what I do is I've got some of this Coleman white gas. I actually bought a bottle here in town, which was incredible to find. But this is left over from the beginning, and I just pour it into a little cup and dip the toothbrush in there. And it just cleans it right up real fast. Probably a whole lot more cleaning I need to do, but it's just going to be a quick, basic clean.
Of a dictator to foster democracy for civilians. The next day, we're watching the same civilians.
Okay. Oh man, it's raining. Checkout time. Oh, it's hail. Blah. Okay. Today I'm going back to the exact same place I camped for 3 nights. It's going to be heading on my way in the direction I need to travel to continue my journey. Yesterday it pretty much snowed all day outside here. Nothing stuck to the ground, and I got a look at the mountain this morning, and the actual sticking level of the snow is a little higher than I thought it would be. So the place that I camp, I don't think snow will be sticking. I am in like a storm hell. There are storms predicted for the next 5 days, maybe more. Horrible to plan around, because if the road's like nasty wet and stuff and it's dark and crap, man, it's just creating a larger chance that I'll get killed out there. I got some clothes. That's a good deal. I went back and got a little vest, like track pants that are lined, and a fleece shirt. My bags are way heavy because I got that power up, a lot of food, too much Gatorade. I figured since this week will be cold and wet, I won't need it. just a lot to deal with, and I'm gonna pedal 15 miles today. It's the same place, except the tent is facing this way. Wasn't that much of a ride. It was a nice workout though, up some hills, real serious hills. I forgot to say, going into Monticello, I got my highest speed on this bike ever. 46 miles an hour. Which was like as fast as a car, man. And I'm thinking, okay, well, I got another quarter of a mile to go to the bottom. I'll be all right. I started to apply the brakes a little, and I just said, man, that's not going to make a difference one way or the other. And man, it just like took that speed and was just like a jet in outer space or something, man. It was like I didn't notice it one bit. Alrighty, so I got here, I set up. Along the way, I pedaled through a hailstorm, just a small little hailstorm cell. And it was ugly. It was nasty. I didn't want to be there. Visibility was low. You know, traffic was coming both ways. And it was manageable, but I don't want to ride in that stuff. No way. I'll tell you, the key is the sun, man. Ride with the sun, and nothing could go wrong other than you overheat and dehydrate. I went down to the bottom of Devil's Canyon to get water. There were some new opportunities just a little below here where there are pools in the rocks, and that's going to be a nice thing to look for here in the next few days. So I've got over 3 liters of water. The other thing I did, which is a little gross, but it could be a make or break situation. At the campground, I'm thinking after this little hailstorm, I might need a fire. I just might need a fire sometime during the next day and a half, 2 days that I'm here. So I'm thinking, man, all I need is a good pizza box. And that's what I went in the dumpster and found. It's a pizza box. It was way down there, and I said, man, I'm not going into that thing. And I said, well, heck, maybe I can fish it out with a stick. And I did. And there were some bark shavings right there. I got the pizza box in case I want to start a fire. And then I got some kindling and firewood prepared. And look, look for the driest place to hide these things. It's easy to find. These needles are barely wet. The soil underneath is wet. But this is like the place to stockpile that. I'm going to rework this tarp. This was like a score to bring. It was found in my camping gear, hardly ever used. I said, man, why don't you take it on this bicycle? And I've been wrapping up extra clothing on the back. And now is my first chance to get ready for the rain and hail and snow that's coming, they say, tomorrow. Regardless, there have been some nice sun breaks, and it's not so bad right now. The other thing is, if you can just get some projects. I'm not sure I'll use that firewood or the pizza box, but if it's chilly and a little cold, just get some projects, man, to keep yourself going and motivated. I'm sitting under this tarp and I'm realizing it's full of tiny holes. I don't know how those got there. As it is, I mean, where I'm sitting, I guess it's okay. I took a couple minutes here and built this little wall of small logs and sticks for a windbreak. The wind is coming from this way right here, and yeah, it's gonna help because if I'm like sitting in here in the tent and that wind is coming and it's cold, I'll have to close up, and you don't want to feel closed up, especially in a little tiny bivy tent. If it's gonna rain all day tomorrow, which I don't know, because I'm right on the border of like going down in elevation and coming out of the tree line, and I could see it was a little clear down that way. What we're experiencing now is a really heavy load on that bike. So here I'm going to take 2 nights and use up some of it because I just stocked up with camp fuel. I've got 2 beers left. I got all that food. So I'm going to work on that, and I have a good plan for getting water through the next 80 miles or 100 miles where I won't have to carry so much. So that's a good thing. And right now I'm pretty comfortable with these extra layers I got. I got a vest. Man, that thing is real nice to complement this little black jacket. That's it. There is one more thing. The last night I slept here, in that morning, like the last morning, I swear I heard a growl, like a cougar growl, that woke me up. And there's a fresh turd over on the dirt track. It's pretty big. It looks like a dog turd, but no way. No dogs up here. I'm sure it was a cat.